Dear guests, on behalf of the American Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome you at the General Assembly of the American Chamber of Commerce in the Slovak Republic. Now, allow me to introduce Gabriel Galgoci, President of AmCham Slovakia and Slovakia Country General Manager and Director, Client Network Operations, Management AT&T, who will lead us through the whole program.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to our annual AmCham Assembly. Our program includes an overview of the AmCham activities and major achievements in the past year, report of the Board of Directors, financial report, announcement of the AmCham most supportive member companies, a brief look back, and very importantly, the announcement of the result of the year election to the Board of Directors. Dear friends, let me welcome to our next special guest, His Excellency Gautam Rana, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the United States of America to the Slovak Republic. While AmCham and US Embassy are independent organizations, we are indeed very grateful for the cooperation we have in various fields.
Dobrý den, dámy a páni. Jsem rád, že jsem tu dnes s vámi. Chci len virtuálně. Hello, I would like to extend my warmest greetings to the audience from across Slovakia. Gabriel, Martina, and the team at AmCham, thank you for inviting me to give these remarks. I am delighted to have this opportunity to open the AmCham General Assembly. I've had the pleasure to meet many of you since my arrival in September, and I hope to have the opportunity to meet all of you before my departure. In my Senate hearing before being confirmed as the U.S. Ambassador to Slovakia last summer, I outlined 3 overarching priorities for my tenure, chief among which is expanding the strong business ties, including bilateral trade and investment between the United States and Slovakia. I look forward to working with all of you on making that happen. This year, we celebrate 30 years of Slovak independence and 30 years of bilateral U.S.-Slovak relations. Looking back, Slovakia has made truly remarkable progress, maturing into a strong democracy with a vibrant civil society, and has become an important NATO and EU member state and a trusted friend and ally of the United States. The business community, and particularly AmCham Slovakia and its member companies, have played an indispensable role in Slovakia's remarkable economic transformation and growing prosperity, and have contributed greatly to the development of the strategic partnership the United States and Slovakia share. Following the collapse of communism and Slovakia's transformation to a free market economy, it was Western businesses that brought needed investment, technology, innovation, and jobs, and fundamentally transformed the culture of doing business in the country. Throughout some of the more challenging times over the past 30 years, the business community, together with civil society, served as tireless supporters of Slovakia's generational effort to integrate into the European Union and NATO, and partnered with successive governments on introducing sweeping reforms that brought increased productivity, higher growth, and better standards of living. Today, AmCham continues to play a key role in advancing practical and impactful policy recommendations that improve Slovakia's business and investment environments. AmCham's partnerships with and outreach to regional governments to foster innovation and improve quality of life issues, as well as work to inform political parties of business community perspectives in advance of the next election, are helping shape Slovakia's story for the next 30 years. A story, I'm confident, that will be even more impressive than your last 30 years. As the world struggled to cope with the devastating effects of the pandemic, the combined inflation and energy crises, and of course, the fallout from Russia's brutal and wholly unjustified full-scale invasion of neighboring Ukraine, The business community once again showed incredible resilience and helped Slovakia weather these storms remarkably well. Private sector support for refugees went hand in hand with the Slovak government's significant and stalwart support of Ukraine politically, militarily, and in humanitarian fields. The business community will play an equally important role in how Slovakia and other countries participate in Ukraine's post-war recovery. I look forward to working with our great partner AmCham and in addressing the challenges and taking advantage of the opportunities that lie ahead. It is my firm belief that it is through constructive cooperation between governments, the business sector, and the civil society that we are able to achieve the most. I wish you a productive assembly.
Now I have the pleasure to present to you the video message made by Ingrid Brodskova, State Secretary, the Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, uniquely for AmCham and its members.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear members of the American Chamber of Commerce in Slovakia, it is my pleasure to address your General Assembly for the first time. After the pandemic and its negative economic impact, we believed that our economies would take a fresh breath again. However, Russia's aggression in Ukraine put these hopes of global recovery on hold. We have been facing the war in our neighboring country with all the negative consequences open conflict brings. Let me focus on three topics: Ukraine, transatlantic bond, and economic development of Slovakia. First, on Ukraine. Ukraine is forging a new statehood through blood and steel. For over a year, Ukraine has been defending its freedom and fighting also for our values. Ukraine has every right to make sovereign choices for its future, democracy, and freedom. For Slovakia, support to Ukraine is fundamental. The damage caused by the Russian aggression is colossal and cannot be expressed in financial terms only. Ukraine will have to be rebuilt from scratch with our strong support. Slovakia is ready to assist in the recovery and reconstruction of Ukraine, which presents an immediate and long-term opportunity also for our companies. The role of the private sector is essential. Recovery should go hand in hand also with the necessary reforms and be coupled with the integration perspective with the EU membership as the ultimate goal. Second, on transatlantic bond. Around the world, we have recently seen efforts to undermine public confidence in democratic regimes, human rights, fundamental freedoms, and election processes. Autocratic backlash highlights the importance of a deeper cooperation among democracies. The vital transatlantic partnership anchoring the US to the defense of Europe has been instrumental in responding to this challenge. For us, the transatlantic partnership is the cornerstone of peace, security, and stability in Europe. And these are fundamental conditions that enable our economy to flourish. Only a deeper cooperation across the Atlantic will enhance our possibilities to overcome looming geopolitical challenges. Third, on the economic development of Slovakia. In the last decade, the Slovak innovation ecosystem has made significant progress by increase in the number of startups, improved access to capital and networks. This ecosystem has produced several globally known successful companies with important positive impact on the local innovation community. To support our business ecosystem and the internationalization of our companies, the Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic has launched several new formats. We have improved relevancy and efficiency of economic diplomacy by introducing formats such as Innovation Days, From Regions to the World, Business Days. The annual flagship event of the Slovak economic diplomacy, the Export Forum, has the ambition to be a platform for strategic dialogue on the Slovak export policy. We are proud of the Slovak inspiring people with enormous talent. However, we need to do more. In a competitive labor market, people are the most important asset any country has. This is why Slovakia wishes to attract talent, because in a global economy where the best jobs follow talent, we must do everything we can to attract talented people back home and cultivate the business environment. Ladies and gentlemen, close cooperation between Slovakia and our key ally, the United States, has been rooted in shared values such as respect of democracy, human rights, rule of law, but also in our common interest. With entrepreneurs and investors from abroad, our open economy, I strongly believe, is ready to reach a new level of development. To achieve that, we need to keep building solid business bonds, reliable trade partnerships, and innovative solutions. I thank you, looking forward to working together for a better future of Slovakia.
I would like to thank both of our valuable guest speakers for their introduction. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear valuable members, friends and partners, it's an honor for me as the president of the American Chamber of Board of Directors to evaluate the year 2022, which is marking 22 years of AmCham activities in Slovakia. I fully agree that trust is the underlying principle fostering social and economical prosperity. As we cannot divorce economic life from culture life, we live in the area in which social capital may be as important as physical capital. Given that only those societies and companies with a high degree of social trust will be able to create a flexible, large-scale prosperous businesses or organizations that are needed to compete in a new global economy. However, we feel that there has been a continuous rise of mistrust, which is provoking a crisis for representative democracy in a broader sense. This is a loss of faith has spread beyond government to affect a broad range of institutions, media, politicians, church, science, and healthcare systems. Hence, citizens of democracies worldwide are losing confidence in what we all once called the system. Often, the most way to make positive change is not the pass the law, but the change minds. Healthy societies with top values such as education, anti-corruption, and independent public institutions are more successful for representing trust. I'm especially proud that the Chamber remains such a healthy institution thanks to your continuous support to a mission we all embark on to make Slovakia a better place to live and do business, as well as to fulfill its entire potential. AmCham Slovakia is considered to be a truly international chamber of commerce in America with American values and its core, while speaking for the wider business community in Slovakia. Regardless of the country of origin, last year we proudly represent 307 American, Slovak, and international companies with operation in Slovakia from 11 countries of origin and employing more than 110,000 individuals in the country. We are pleased with the continuous strengthening of the brand and goodwill AmCham embrace, which is repeatedly acknowledged by our members, also by universities and institutions, general public, expert bodies, and representatives of the Slovak government. We are honored that the 29 new companies from different sectors decided to join the AmCham family in 2022, both in Bratislava and Košice. The new members represent companies operating mainly in healthcare, business services, construction, retail, and digital sector. Once again, welcome to the community and thank you for supporting AmCham Slovakia. On behalf of AmCham Board of Directors, I am pleased to inform you about some of achievement and efforts in 2022. In order to ensure better synergies of our advocacy effort, we continue to focus on our policy and advocacy activities, which is ultimately designed to help improve Slovakia's competitiveness into 4 major pillars, reflecting the overlap between the interests of our members and needs of the country: institutional capital, capital of talent, innovation capital, and regional capital. As many of you are aware, AmCham's activities are thoroughly focused on policy and advocacy. We continue to be a valuable representative of modern and innovative business community to many public institutions. Besides being a critical when needed, it's embedded into our DNA to always complement our critical remarks with recommendations for improvements. 2022 was not only a year of adaptability and continuous resilience for entire community, but we also continue to develop effective relationship on both the expert and managerial level with representative of local, municipal, and most important, national government. Last year, AmCham, on behalf of its member, united in 13 policy and advocacy platform, submitted more than 100 legislative comments and ensured regular and targeted access to public stakeholders, thanks to working meetings with well above 130 relevant national and local government officials, member of parliaments, and EU and foreign officials throughout the year. Throughout 2022, we were actively working on specific issues with these pillars, which brought result in improvements for our members as well as the entire business community. To mention just a few highlights, in 2022, AmCham managed to prepare so-called handbook for business and preventive restructuring in close cooperation with the Slovak Banking Association. We are proud that the hard work of the Reconstruction Task Force over the last 12 months has been highly recognized by the Ministry of Economy of the Slovak Republic to the extent that it published the handbook and made it available on its webpage. The rule of law, our flagship initiative, has long been pointing to importance of the transparency in selection procedures to control and regulatory bodies, which are essential for the quality of the business environment and law enforcement. In this context, the initiative prepared 9 recommendations for increasing the transparency of selection procedures on behalf of the wider business community. Their goal is to minimize the unhealthy influence of political parties or interest groups and interest of the chances of professional apolitical candidate gaining ground. That's more, the rule of law initiative was on the selection committee for the election of the board chairmen of the Anti-Monopoly Office to the Slovak Republic in December. According to the law protection of competition, the head of the Anti-Monopoly Office is appointed by the president based on the recommendation of the government. We firmly believe that public hearings are critical for selecting candidates or on regulatory and control bodies. The Anti-Monopoly Office makes sure that companies do not collude with each other to unfairly divide the market to secure high revenues or to prevent bigger players from abusing their market domination vis-à-vis their suppliers or customers. As you might know, on December 13, the Constitutional Court confirmed that the fast-tracking shortened legislation procedure in the case of anti-inflation package was unconstitutional. His Excellency President Zuzana Čaputová asked to examine the package for compliance with the law in July last year. We believe that this decision was an important contribution to strengthening the rule of law in Slovakia, and that it will serve to ensure that the shortened legislative procedure will not be abused in the future. In October, on behalf of the Rule of Law Initiative, we also filed the amicus curiae brief in the Slovak Constitutional Court expressing support of the review of the constitutionality of the package. We are glad that our amicus curiae has been positively contributed to the final ruling. Since 2014, AmCham Slovakia has been providing a safe home for the Business Service Center Forum, an industry umbrella association of currently 36 business centers with their operation in Slovakia, which represent well above 94% of the employees in the sector. Business Centers Association within so-called BSCF constitute the third largest industry in Slovakia after the automotive and electrotechnical ones, employing roughly over 40,000 highly skilled professionals and contributing by almost 4% to the national state budget income. Following the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the City of Bratislava, last year, representative of the BSCF community actively supported the City of Bratislava Municipal Shared Service Project. In July, our sounding board met with the mayor, Matúš Balo, sharing their invaluable experience from running shared service center in Slovakia and providing helping hand to director of municipal organization with the creation of the municipal shared service center. AmCham Digital Committee continuously attempted to positive influence technological development and digitalization of Slovakia by commenting on the advising on draft key legislative proposal. Last year, the committee submitted commentaries and participated in a discussion over the creation and adoption of the action plan for the digital transformation of Slovakia 2023-2026, National Strategy and Action Plan for Digital Skills of Slovakia 2023 and 2026, and the Digital Act. We aim to keep our members informed about the newest technology development and innovation and shared knowledge and know-how. So we organize several discussions on important topics such as public cloud, online safety, or technological sovereignty. We also facilitated a series of workshops aimed at the presentation of funding opportunities for digital transformation and innovation from different sources such as Recovery and Resilience Facility or Program Slovakia. One of the Digital Committee's strategic goals is the importance of cooperation across sector and more effective implementation of the reforms and investment. In 2022, we kickstart these efforts by the publication of the strategic document 10 Commandments for a Digital Country, which contains 10 key areas necessary for Slovakia to become a modern digital country. This was followed by the stakeholder discussion with representatives of the government, businesses, and research-oriented organizations, which identified the main barriers and recommended solutions to improve the governance and result of digitalization reforms and investments. Our healthcare committee facilitated the first serious attempt to design and reform of the health data governance in Slovakia. A joint effort of AmCham Slovakia, the Ministry of Health of the Slovak Republic, and the National Health Information Center. In 2022, 4 working groups of experts were intensively working and drafting 4 solutions of the priorities to the phase 3 of the so-called health data project: data management, data hub, National Oncology Register, and Legislation Act 153/2013. Effort of the healthcare committee members submitted October during the health data value conference, when 17 healthcare associations signed the Bratislava Declaration proclaiming the short and mid-term goals and action in health data reform. The document was drafted by National Health Information Center and the Ministry of Health in close cooperation with our experts. Its main purpose is to unlock the power of data and improve patient care, make a more efficient healthcare system, and boost innovation in medical research. If you happen to miss it, I encourage you to access the declaration on AmCham website. Our Košice office continues to play a key role in fostering relationship and communicating topics important to local business stakeholders on both local and national government representatives. We organized public-private panel discussion on energy crisis with Petr Kremsky, chairman of the Parliamentary Committee for Economic Affairs, and Andrej Juris, chairman of the Regulatory Office for Networking Industry, as a speakers. On top of that AmCham Executive Business Lunch in Košice with the State Secretary Petr Švec shed more light into taking the most scaling economical challenge for Eastern Slovakia. In Košice, we became part of the Košice City Brand Council, and thus one of the city's key partners in creating the economic attractiveness and branding of Košice as a great place to invest, do business, work, and live. In the city of Prešov in 2022, we played a critical part on behalf of the business community in creating an overarching vision of the integrated territorial strategy of the city of Prešov for the next 10 years. We are pleased, especially proud of the interest of our human capital project attract across Slovakia. Our unique train-the-trainer program, still delivering entire online in 2022, equipped 60 high school teachers, directors, lifelong learning experts, and career counselors from across Slovakia with modern teaching method and soft skill competencies in its 12th academic season. Accredited flagship university course, Skills for Success, from University to Workplace, which was successfully completed by 170 students at 5 universities in Bratislava, Nitra, and Košice. Accredited hands-on HR Global Trends course for future HR professionals, which was delivered in 2022 for the third cohort of 26 university students in Bratislava, as well as the first group of 21 students in Nitra. In fall 2022, AmCham successfully wrapped up already a second innovative training program entitled Entrepreneurial Mindset for High Schools Directors at the Banská Bystrica region, delivered in close cooperation with the US Embassy in Slovakia. Its main goal was to develop their skill set for the 21st century and provide continuous support on their transformative journey in accommodating the student-centric and employer-centric concept of public education services. We also joined forces with our partners at the US Embassy and delivered a tailor-made program in Košice, serving as one of the 3 pillars, all of which support the Slovak government and civic society effort to advance the rights of minorities and vulnerable communities, fight discrimination, encourage full integration of minorities, and develop great respect for refugee rights. Open labor market program for Ukrainian women, find shelters in Eastern Slovakia at that time, help participants develop their career skills, and provide continuous support for their career or work opportunities in Slovakia. This is just a brief summary of all our most important advocacy achievements throughout 2022. As we aim to continue playing an important role in improving Slovak competitiveness, helping our members and the whole the Slovak economy to fulfill their potential. Our policy and advocacy effort would not be possible without the active engagement of many of you, leaders of our policy platforms, expert committees and task forces, professional trainers and policymakers. Big thank you all of you. We would like to invite the rest of the AmCham members to join our advocacy activities to help us be even more successful in upcoming years, as we continue to serve on your behalf as one of the main voices of the innovative business community in Slovakia. While the beginning of the year 2022 was still marking by the COVID-19 pandemic, which kept our focus on virtual events, in March, our attention shifted towards hybrid and offline events with Patron Branch as the first in-person event of the year. Later throughout the year, we hosted and co-organized 5 of our traditional annual major conferences and 1 brand new conference which was focused on ESG. Talking about the newest, this year we introduced a new event concept tailored for the C-level management, the so-called CEO Learning Circle. And we also reinvented the most traditional event, Thanksgiving Gala Charity Dinner, where we added a fun Great Gatsby theme, which by the feedback of our guests was fully appreciated. We also hosted 4 of our famous business cocktails in Bratislava and Košice, all of them at unique indoor and outdoor location. Last but not least, we gave space to a variety of our members to share their know-how through cost-free workshops. In total, during the year of 2022, we organized or helped co-organize 58 events, out of which 47 were any in-person or a hybrid. We strive to have our voice heard by relevant public officials, as well as our members and other relevant stakeholders also throughout the media. During 2022, we actively engaged with relevant media and registered 90 appearances on TV, radio, and both print and web throughout the press releases, and expert commentaries, including exclusive TV and radio interviews. By the end of 2022, we had 8,000 plus followers on social media platforms and gained 18% more organic followers compared to 2021, and the number is still growing. Now it's time for the financial report. So I will give the floor to Mr. Bart Waterloo, partner of auditing company VHD Slovakia, who will present it. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Waterloo for the financial report. I would like to announce that the report of the Board of Directors, as well as the financial report for 2022 financial year, were approved by the General Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored that I have the opportunity to serve as the President of the Board of AmCham. I believe that together with my colleagues in the board, we will be able to successfully continue an implementation of AmCham Slovakia strategy for the benefit of our members, as well as for the broader business community. Dear members, following the Article 11A of the official AmCham statuses, it is one of the duties of the General Assembly to approve the report of the Board of Directors. We kindly thank you, General Assembly, for approving the regular report of the Board of Directors by casting your votes en route. So today's General Assembly, to today's General Assembly.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to announce AmCham's most supportive members for 2022. So I would start with the place number 10, which is Komerční banka. Place number 9, Citibank Europe. Place number 8, Slovenský plynárenský priemysel. Place number 7, Civita Slovakia. Place number 6, Philip Morris Slovakia. Place number 5, Dell. Place number 4, Johnson & Johnson. Place number 3, Microsoft Slovakia. Place number 2, Roche Slovensko. And place number 1, our biggest supporter for 2020, company MSD. Thank you all for your kind support. Now, this year, we are electing 4 members of the board whose terms will last for the next 3 years. In addition, AmCham Slovakia does not have term limits, so elected board members can run for re-election as they see fit. For the next 3 years, 4 people were elected to the board of directors by AmCham's members, and those are Gabriel Galgoci, congratulations, Gabriel. Peter Kolesár, Civita Slovakia, congratulations, Peter. Martin Magal, Alan and Overy, congratulations, Martin. And the last one is Matej Stuška, O2 Slovakia. Congratulations, Matej. In addition to it, 4 people is going to be co-opted to AmCham Board of Director in the next few days. And I will, of course, inform you about it.